I'd like to warmly welcome everybody joining us here, the media as well as friends and professionals gathered here, as Asian International Academy together with the DeVry University is here to launch the DeVry University MBA today. It's going to be a very active and interactive evening, I would say. So if you have any questions in the interim of our discussions, please do feel free to raise your hand and ask a question from either our panelists or our speakers, and I'm sure they'll be happy to engage with you. A little bit, of course, about the DeVry University MBA, which is being offered now in Sri Lanka. See, this is an MBA that enables students to obtain, of course, a professional qualification from the United States, and they have 12 specific areas, some of them being very unique and not offered by any other MBA program, in fact, in Sri Lanka. And currently, the DeVry University has over 40,000 students and has produced over 250 graduates with strong leadership skills. So they're here, of course, to reach out to the young Sri Lankan generation that is looking to stretch themselves beyond the borders of ability as well as knowledge. And DeVry University is here to do just that in Sri Lanka. And this, of course, is done with the collaboration of Asian International Academy. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to welcome you all warmly to this evening's event, I'd like to welcome Mr. Shanil Jayasekara, Managing Director, Asian International Academy, to say a few words.
Thank you. Good evening to everyone. I want to thank everybody on behalf of the Board of Directors of Asian International Academy for taking your time off the busy schedule to be here. And I have to mention few special invitees here today, representing the US Trade Mission and American Chamber of Commerce. The Director General is here, and most of my colleagues, friends, and the students who are aspiring to do the MBA. Now, before I move on to the MBA, let me take a few minutes to explain to you about what is AIA, what we stand for. So, we started this company in 2012, so it's a relatively young infant company. So, but it has a vision. It is driven by a bunch of professionals who share the same thoughts. So this company, we started with 3 values. We want to be a company which drives innovation. We don't want to do what is being done. We don't want to do the traditional thing. We want to be innovative. Now, when we say innovation, let me take few examples to stress on what kind of innovative things we do. We took Sri Lanka Institute of Credit Management teaching, and we were asked to take this to rural Sri Lanka. Practically, it is very difficult to take a set of lecturers from Colombo to a remote area on a weekly basis to deliver lectures. So we thought, okay, let's innovate, let's look at what is possible. How can we take a set of lecturers who are the top-notch corporate leaders from Colombo to teach faraway places in Sri Lanka? So we came up with an online platform where now any student from any part of Sri Lanka, or for that matter any part of the world, can read for the Sri Lanka Institute of Credit Management program online. Now again, when you say online, it distracts. Then you will think, okay, you have something, you log on to internet and you have... No, it goes far beyond that. When a student registers, they will get the course material uploaded to their personal account, and then they are guided on a weekly basis. They are given coursework which they have to do, return it back, then the number of hours they study is monitored, the number of questions they do is monitored. So it is something new. So one of the values, so if you look at what we are trying to do here in Sri Lanka, again stressing on innovation, DeVry has been there from 1939, am I right, Pranil? 1931. So here is a university that has been there from 1931, and this is the first time this particular mode of delivery is to be done by DeVry University. So it is again innovation. So then we talk about equality. We want education to be made available to everybody. Now, when you talk about going to a US university to read an MBA, it's going to be expensive. It is going to be expensive. So how can we make it affordable? How can we make it available to a Sri Lankan student who aspires to do something different? Now, here is a market where people can read for an MBA or get a certificate for 130,000 rupees. But if somebody wants to learn what is happening now at a reasonable price, here is an opportunity. Because the program will be delivered by faculty members from the US. And it doesn't stop there. We wanted something different because we wanted it to be partly Sri Lankan. Having been in education for 20 odd years, having this network, if we can't get the corporates, heads, to pass on their knowledge to the next generation, then we have not achieved anything. So I'm very, very happy, very proud. There were lots of corporate heads who just put up their hands and said, look, don't talk about remuneration, we are not bothered about it. But if you are doing this, we are willing to, come and teach, pass our knowledge, because that is something they like to do for the country, for the society. Then, we talk about contemporary. We are going to learn what is being delivered in US at the same time. So this MBA is not going to be something outdated. Somebody who's going to read the program in the US or anywhere in the world, and the Sri Lankan student will learn it the same time. The students have the ability to interact. Their classmates or their batchmates will be scattered around the globe, mainly US. So even if 10 Sri Lankan students are to sit, they will not be in the same class. They will belong to different classes because a faculty member will handle a maximum of 30 students. So from our point of view, we wanted something which is now, which is relevant, and which is used, which is practiced in a developed country to be made available to Sri Lankans. So these are the three values upon which we created this company. And very proud that we are making this and we stand by it. And hopefully in the near future, you will see a lot of new innovative products, all in lines with what we stand for. Then, about the history of the company AIA, because a lot of you might be thinking, okay, we haven't heard this company, it's new. Right. We started in 2012. We took over one of the CIM, Chartered Institute of Marketing Business Schools. Knowledge Factory we took over. Then we moved on to language training, because most of you from the corporates will say there is a huge issue when it comes to language at the moment. English. People are struggling, the quality of it is declining rapidly. So we brought native speakers to do programs, and we are launching out few of the new products like IELTS and all that using our online platform. So again, another innovative product where we want to take it regionally as well as global. Then we took over the teaching of Sri Lanka Institute of Credit Management, which is through an act of parliament. So here was an organization which has been there for a long time, maybe around 18-20 years, and we took over as the teaching partner. So from the time we took over, where we had one program, but now we work with the institute, we work with the council to introduce more programs, moving on to microcredit, to Islamic finance. So we brought in with the council lot of new products through Sri Lanka Institute of Credit Management. Then, when you look at what we are going to do here, we are bringing in 12 different programs, not one MBA. So a candidate can select anything from marketing to general management to finance to accounting to specific areas such as sustainability management. Now, these are things which are needed because if we are to compete globally, things like sustainability management makes a difference. So this is what we want to do. So I think there will be a panel who will discuss as to how relevant this is, as well as there is members from the university who will explain to you further as to what is DeVry, what it stands for, and how big it is. So I will not go into that because Ranil will explain to you. And let me wind up saying thank you very much for taking your time off, and enjoy rest of the evening.